How we doing, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Getting Jiggy With It. I'm Will, and today we're opening up the newest Yu-Gi-Oh! Trading card game starter packs. I guess these aren't the starter packs. I think these are called structure decks. So these are based on the Egyptian gods. I will preface, I know nothing about Yu-Gi-Oh! I know it's a cartoon, never really watched it. I know it's a card game, otherwise how would I be opening these decks? And we also don't know how to play. So I'm just going to kind of go through the cards, read off what they are. I did watch a couple videos to kind of get some insights of the game. But me and Abdi will be playing this on a future stream. So if you want to see that train wreck, make sure you hit that subscribe button, bell notification. And you can come out and watch us live and maybe give us some pointers, maybe help us out while we play. With that said, guys, I'm going to go ahead and get into the first one here. So this is the Slifer the Sky Dragon. So it is the red dragon. And you can see here, this is what will be in the deck. So these, I think, are like your intermediate decks. And I did see a video where somebody really wasn't happy with the way, I guess, they made these. I guess they're making them more for a sales tactic than actually being a competitive deck or even a deck for casual players. I did not know that there were a starter deck. Right now, they're even hard to come by, so even trying to pick those up wouldn't have been easy for us. So the first thing is, of course, in any card game like this, I guess you get a handy-dandy playmat. So we'll put this down on the bottom once we are done. It's probably the same for both. So for those of you that watch Pokemon videos or our Pokemon gameplay, or just our board game gameplay and want to know a little bit about Yu-Gi-Oh! Whether or not you want to get into it, we figured this would be a good type of video to kind of introduce another of the TCG card games out there. We're not buying packs right now for most of them. We're buying these decks because honestly, you should be able to go out and buy one of these decks and be able to play against each other with your kids just to have some fun. But you can see both of the dragons. You have your playing field, you have your extra field, your discard, your spell fields down on the bottom. And then the backside gives you looks like a very, well, I was going to say it was the rules of how to play, but this is a very simplistic rules. So that's a minus. That's a big minus. You know, with Pokemon, you get a nice big rule book. And from what I can see, this is just a little bit more complex to play than Pokemon. And it's recommended for ages 6 and up. But some of these cards have a lot of rules on them and a lot of words. So I'm really not sure if that 6 is due to actual play level that they expect somebody to be able to play and comprehend. Whether it is because of the anime, right? They're trying to do the draw off of the anime crowd. I don't even know if the anime is still going. You guys would have to let me know in the comments if the anime is still even a thing. Or whether it has to do with testing, right? We've talked about it with board games. There is a particular test that they have to do. Bella, please, sweetie. Thank you. Or whether it's board games, like we mentioned, with board games, they have to go through particular tests. Based on the age limit, some of those requirements and restrictions are a little bit higher. So here we go. This is, okay, so your beginner's guide. Scan here to learn the basics. So maybe that's better than that piece of paper. I don't know. I do know I've downloaded the app. The app is either outdated or it takes you very slowly. For example, you get 8,000 life points and the app only had 400. And then the King's Court, scan here to learn more. I'm not sure what that does. If that does something, you guys can see. Legacy of the Duelist Link Evolution. So this is it's time to duel, challenge your duelist from Yu-Gi-Oh! Universe, build your decks. So yeah, okay, so, well, that looks a little bit different than the app I have. So I don't know if maybe the app's a little bit different on the phone. Yeah, this looks like it's for PS4, Xbox, PlayStation. Okay, so that's not the Android app. Duel Links, that's the one on the phone. So I don't know if this just lets you download it. I didn't see anywhere where you could get freebies. Like Pokemon, you get freebies, right? Because you get a code. I don't know if that does anything. And then we have the cards. So we'll go ahead and go through this deck first, and then we'll go through the other one. So here is the star of the show right here. So you have Slifer the Sky Dragon, Basically, and that's what I said, with Pokemon, I can keep the card like this and read that whole thing. That is an entire paragraph, guys. The Divine Beast, he does have an effect, requires 3 tributes to normal summon, cannot be a normal set. This card's normal summon cannot be negated. With normal summon, cards and effects cannot be activated. Once per turn during your end phase, if this card was special summoned, sent it to the graveyard, gains 1000 attack, 1000 defense for each card in your hand. If a monster is normal or special summoned to your opponent's field in attack position, that monster loses 2000 attack. And if it has attack that has been reduced to 0, as a result, destroy it. So basically, if your opponent comes out as a special summon, right? Oh no, it says normal or special to their field. That monster loses. They basically have to bring out all of their monsters in the defense position to keep them from getting destroyed. So I have Soul Crossing here. Again, Wall of Text. During the main phase, immediately after effect resolves, tribute summon 1 Divine Beast monster. And you do tribute a monster of your opponent's control, and then basically you can use that for yourself. Until the end of the next turn, after this card resolves, you can only activate 1 card. So that's kind of like your negative for basically killing off your opponent's beast to be able to use it as a tribute. And you have a Thunder Force attack. Are these hollow? Well, I guess they are. They're just not really shiny today. So Thunder Force attack. Same thing. I think I'm not going to be really rereading. I think I'll read through these first couple because I think these cards are important. But the rest I think are pretty basic cards. The card's activation effects cannot be negated. If you control a monster whose original name is Slifer the Sky Dragon, hey, which we should, destroy as many face-up monsters your opponent controls as possible. Then if you activate this card during your main phase, you can apply the following effect. Draw cards equal to the number of monsters destroyed and sent to the graveyard. Also, you can only attack with 1 monster this turn. So you get to kill all theirs, but then you only get to attack once. All right, so we have Millennium Seeker here. So it has a spellcaster effect. So when you take 1000 or more battle or effect damage, you can special summon this card from your hand. You can target 1 monster opponent's graveyard except a monster with a question mark attack. Your opponent can choose 1 monster from their deck except a monster with a question mark attack. If they choose not to, if the target monster has a higher attack than the chosen monster, special summon the targeted monster to your field. And if you do, shuffle the chosen monster back into the deck. Otherwise, your opponent adds the chosen monster to their hand. You can only use each effect of Millennium Seeker once per turn. I read all that and I thought I understood it, but that's what I'm talking about. That is a lot of text. That is a lot of text, guys. Ultimate Divine Beast. That's a trap card. Opponent monster declares an attack. You can discard 1 spell trap and target 1 Divine Beast monster in your graveyard. Special summon it in the defense position. Then change the attack target to it. During the end phase, if you control a Divine Beast monster, you can destroy all face-up cards your opponent controls that activated their effects on the field this turn. You can only use this effect once per turn. Okay. And then we have the, I guess, basically, I guess once we stop getting through the hollow stuff, I guess that's when the normal cards come in. You have Tellus the Little Angel. Fairy effect. If the card is sent from the monster zone to the graveyard, a special summon 1 Tellus Wing token. So you get some tokens out there with a 1 attack, 0 defense. Level 1 attack, 0 defense, 0. While you control Tellus Wing token, you can banish this card from your graveyard and 1 spell from your hand. Special summon 2 Tellus Wing tokens. Also, you cannot special summon for the rest of this turn except for your hand. You can only use each effect of the Tellus the Little Angel once per turn. Again, so much words. Like, I have no clue what that means. It said you could summon, and then you get the tokens, and then if you have the tokens, then you get to summon again, but then you can't summon unless you did some... Yeah, see, too many words. Too many words, right? We're going to play it. We're going to try to have fun playing it, but I really feel like this is definitely not a game for us. When you have to read a paragraph before you know how to play a card, especially when you play so many games like we do, there's no way for us to memorize these cards, right? Top Yu-Gi-Oh players, yeah, you're going to have it memorized. And in my opinion, you know, Konami, this, if you want to know why you're not getting new players and why you're not getting an active audience playing your game, This is why. Look at any other game. Look at Keyforge. Look at Pokemon. I haven't played Digimon yet, but I've seen the cards. They don't have a wall of text, right? So what was this? This was Reactor Slime. During your main phase, you can activate the effect and special summon 2 slime tokens. I get that with 500, 500. Also, you cannot normal or special summon monsters for the rest of your turn. Okay, I get that. Except Divine Beast monsters. Okay, only Divine Beast monsters. During the battle phase, quick effect, you contribute this card, set 1 Metal Reflect Slime from your hand, deck, or graveyard. It can be activated this turn. You can only use each effect of Reactor Slime once per turn. Okay, so that, I guess that allows you to bring in the metal slime. Harpy's Feather Duster. So this was a special, is it hollow? No, this is just, this was put back in here from the videos I watched. Basically that you destroy all of your opponent's stuff. Breaker Magical Warrior. Beast King Barbaros. That's a lot of stars, man. Nine-Tailed Fox. So unlike some of the other games, if you're used to spending mana or resources, you basically have to tribute or sacrifice your monsters to be able to bring out those higher level monsters. And based on their level, you either have to tribute either 1 or 2. So you have the Card Guard, Caligo Clo Crow, Electromagnetic Turtle. One thing I can say, one thing that draws us to games too is art, and this art just doesn't do it for me. It's not as good as Pokemon art. It's not as good as anime in general. It just seems very all over the place. Breaker the Dark Magical Warrior. I don't want to sound bad against this. I mean, this might be a fun game. Who knows? When we get out to the table, we may have fun, and all that wordiness might go away, and we can forgo all of my qualms and complaints. We don't know. A Scapegoat instead of a Scapegoat. Akram the Wicked Warden. Let's see, get 2, 3 of him. Duke Shade, the Sinister Shadow Lord. Clock Wyvern. Tinny Spirit Vishuddha. Swords of Revealing Light. That's not a hollow. I guess the hollows were just the ones at the front. Monster Reborn. Book of the Moon. Enemy Controller. Pot Avarice. The March of the Monarchs. Supply Squad. Card Advance. The True Name. One-Time Passcode. Lair of Darkness. I saw somebody play this. It basically makes all of your opponents dark, and then you get to pull tokens off of that or something. Draw of Fate. Mirror Force. You can focus. There we go. Mirror Force. It doesn't know what to focus on. It's like, do I want to focus on the top, the bottom? Reckless Greed. Metal Reflect Slime. The Golden Apples. Back to the Front. Alright, so that is the first deck. That is Slifer's deck. So we'll go ahead and get him put back in here. Another thing, I mean, I can only compare it to what we have. It's 40 cards instead of 60 cards, right? Pokemon, you get 60. You get a mat, but no rule book. Pokemon also gives you the quick reference cards, right? The quick reference cards. This doesn't have that. You have your damage counters and condition markers. There's nothing for that, right? So if you bought this and it says, oh, put a token, where are my tokens? I have no token cards. I have nothing to reference or use as those items. I think Magic is similar, right? When you have to play a proxy, but it is kind of, it's kind of bad they didn't do that, right? If they knew that, okay, in a given game you would have no more than 5 token cards at a time, they could have made 5 just generic cards that said like 0/0 on them. I've seen other channels that I was watching. They basically did sleeves, right? You just put an upside down sleeve, which is probably what we'll do as well. I just, again, compare that to a equivalently priced Pokemon deck. Now these are $10 instead of the normal $12 that you can usually get a theme deck for about 12 to 15. I think the new V Battle decks are 15. That is a $5 difference, so we do have to take that into account as well. And again, I didn't know their starter deck, so I don't know what comes in a starter deck. Maybe we'll pick one of those up. Maybe they'll be a little bit easier to understand. All right, with that said, let's get into the second deck here. So the second deck is Obelisk the Tormentor, basically the blue Egyptian god. And then here is the back of said box. We will open this from the bottom because that seemed to work so well on the first box. All right. So I think the playmat is probably the same. I would almost guarantee. Yeah, so it's same playmat. You get the same playmat for both. It'd be nice if, again, compared to the Pokemon, right, you get a playmat that matches your specific character, your specific deck. This one is more a single-sided with both. And where is that open thing? There it is. Didn't make it all the way around. Didn't make it all the way around, which means this is not going to want to cooperate. Ooh, there we go. There we go, guys. All right. So we already saw this, so that's all the same in the back. And so same thing. We'll go over the pretty shiny the gold cards because, again, I'm guessing those are the important cards. So we have Obelisk the Tormentor. So this is your Greek god, and that is a whole bunch of stars. Divine Beast and Effect. Requires 3 tributes to normal summon. Cannot be normal set. This card's normal summon cannot be negated. When normal summon, cards and effects cannot be activated. Neither player can target this card with cards or effects. Once per turn during the end phase, if this card was special summoned, send it to the graveyard. You contribute 2 monsters, destroy all monsters your opponent controls. This card cannot declare an attack the turn this effect is activated. Okay, so I guess, yeah, if you do anything in this, where does the effect start? So I get this, because that's just saying you can't. This card's normal summon cannot be negated, meaning they can't stop it. Like, where is the actual effect that you're doing? I guess it's the end phase, yeah, once per turn. Yeah, so there's no break there, so like that's the actual effect that's done by that. Okay. Oh, and attack 4,000, defense threat 4,000. You know, so with Slifer, it's basically based on your card hand, right? So if you have 4 cards in your hand, you can do up to 4,000. Their hand limit is, I think, 6. So the most I guess you would be able to do is 5, unless you have a way to draw cards during your turn to get you above that. And there may be cards that allow you to do that. So Soul Crossing, so that's a spell card. So that is the same as the other one. That lets you use your opponent as tribute. Fist of Fate. So this is Obelisk's move, right? This card activation and effect cannot be negated. If you control a monster whose original name is Obelisk the Tormentor, negate the effect of one effect monster your opponent controls. And if you do, destroy it. And if you do that for the rest of this turn, the effect of the monsters are negated, as well as activated effects and effects on the field of the monsters with the same original name. Then, if you activated this card during the main phase, you can apply this effect. Destroy all spells and traps your opponent controls. Why couldn't that just be what it said? Like, this part. Like, all of this? That's too much. That is way too much. And you're saying a 6-year-old. A 6-year-old's going to understand that. I'm a 40-something-year-old and I don't understand that. Right? That is crazy, guys. Divine Evolution. Here we go again. This card's activation effects cannot be negated. Choose one monster you control whose original type is Divine Beast, or whose original name is the Wicked Avatar, the Wicked Dreadroot, or the Wicked Eraser, except the monsters already affected by Divine Evolution, and it gains 1,000 attack, defense. Its effect activations and its activated effects cannot be negated. Also, it gains the following effect. When this card declares an attack, you can make your opponent send one monster they control to the graveyard of their choice. That seems very powerful, depending what it does. I don't know. So you get a trap card. So level resist wall. So basically, if you get a high monster, then I think you get to, if your monster control is destroyed or battled, target one of those monsters, special monsters from your deck in defense position, so their combined levels equal the level of that monster, but negate their effects. You can only activate one per turn. Angel. It's got a shiny little thing down here. Angel 01. It's a shiny card. Fairy effect. You can special summon this card from your hand by revealing one level 7 or higher monster from your hand. You can only special summon Angel 01 once per turn this way. While you control this special summon card, you can tribute summon one level 7 or higher monster in attack position during your main phase, in addition to your normal summon set. You can only gain this effect once per turn. So you can special summon this card from your hand by revealing a level 1. By revealing one level 7 or higher. Oh, so you got to get rid of a level 7 to put him out? I guess because you want to get that effect, which allows you to tribute summon. Yeah. So while you control it, you can special summon card. You can tribute summon one level 7 or higher monster in attack position during your main phase. But I think it has something to do with the phase. I think normally you can't do that. So here's one of those big monsters. Mare is a worm tuner effect. Cannot be special summoned except by the effect of a worm monster during your main phase. You can reduce this card's level by 1, and if you do, summon one mini mare token, which is a worm water level 1 attack 300 defense 200. See, like, how do you keep track of that too? Like, it says summon that token, but you have to remember that it's 300 200. There's no trackers, right? Yeah, I guess you can go online. In fact, probably go online and maybe print one of these mini mare and print it. You can only use this effect of mare up to thrice per turn, so you can summon up to 3 mini mare. Heartbeat's Dust Feathers, we already talked about that. That basically gets rid of these spells and traps that your enemy controls. Alright? And I think the rest of these, the rest of these are the normal cards. So we have the Nimble Momonga. So we have 3 of those, 3 Nimble Momongos. Bazoo the Soul Eater. Big old monkey. Cyber Dragon. Hardened Armed Dragon. Super Nimble Mega Hamster. There we go. Super Nimble Mega Hamster. EVILSWARM Mandragora. Photon Saber Tiger. The EVILSWARM Salamandra. Ra's Disciple. Ra, 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 ra. We started singing that because of playing Empires of the North, the Egyptian Kings, because they have a rah rah rah. Unmasked Dragon. Nimble Beaver. A Condemned Witch. I mean, some of the art's okay. I mean, just some of it's just really weird. Kismeka Uka, the Festive Fox of Fesundity? Fesundity? I have no clue. Gizmek Makami, the Ferocious Fanged Fortress. Brain Control. Different Dimension Capsule. So I saw this in one of the videos I watched, and it kind of came in to bite him, because you can use this to get one of your cards, banish it, and then if it can survive long enough, then you get to put it into your hand. Monster Reborn. Make my monster grow. Oh no, that's a different game. We're going to open that one though. Pot of Avarice. Double Summon. Forbidden Chalice. Forbidden Lance. There's a lot of forbidden dread. All this is forbidden. The Supply Squad. The Monarch's Stormforth. Call of the Haunted. Cloning. Drowning Mirror Force. Alright, so that is all of the cards in this deck. Like we said, we will be playing this live at some point. We may throw it in a poll for you guys to vote on, so make sure you hit that subscribe notification. That way you know when we post that poll to our community, so you can vote on this. Like I said, we're new to this, so if you want to come out and watch that live gameplay, same thing, hit the subscribe bell notification, hit the reminder when we post that live stream in advance. But until next time, guys, peace.